Welcome back. Now, it may surprise you that pork is consumed more than any other meat in the world. In fact, half of the world's swine population was raised in China. Last year, in an attempt to control the spread of a disease in their country, half the pigs in China were euthanized. In this week's Ag Journal, we discuss a new product invented by a Texas Tech professor that is now being used to help bring back the population.
China acquired a disease called African swine fever. When African swine fever hits a country or region, the country stops all transport of animals because they're trying to stop it from spreading. And when they do that, then the farms can't get any more boars or sows.
In 1 year, pork supply dropped 25%, placing a huge demand for the Chinese pork market.
When they stopped the transport of males and females, they had to breed the herd from within the herd, and they didn't have any boars. The pheromone that we discovered and patented is useful in getting animals to breed without the presence of a boar.
Boar Better was the product that was invented, which works as a pheromone that is sprayed during insemination.
The pig is different than other species, at least historically, in that with cattle and chickens, you don't need the male around to breed. If you were to spray the pheromone while the boar is there, then you get a bigger response, behavioral response in the sow, and she has more pigs and she has a higher conception rate. And then if you don't have a boar, then you can use this instead of the boar and you'll get at least even production.
Sows have a relatively short gestation period, producing 2.5 litters a year, which will vary from 5 to 20 pigs per litter.
When we looked at publications from other species, we learned that some pheromones have more than one molecule. We collected saliva from boars and sows, and we figured out what molecules were unique in the boar, and it turns out there are 3 molecules necessary, not one. When you put all 3 together, you get the full behavioral response.
The African swine fever is not currently found in the United States and does not affect people, but Professor McGlone cautions it could temporarily destroy the industry.
People could bring in meat and bring in the disease without intending to hurt anything. USDA and Homeland Security and the pig organizations are all working hard to prevent it from getting in the U.S.
Boar Better is currently in the U.S. and China markets and being developed for sales in Europe and Latin America.
You have something that will be helpful to pig farmers and to the consumer because it ultimately is going to lower the price of food.
Brandon Waits, KLBK News.